Marjorie glanced at the clock on her nightstand. It read 3:02 a.m. She sighed, rolling over and pulling the blanket closer. It was the third night this week she'd woken up at this exact time, and she couldn't figure out why. As she lay there listening to the faint ticking of the wall clock, she realized she wasn't alone. Many of her friends at the senior center had mentioned the same thing, waking up in the middle of the night, feeling alert and unable to fall back asleep. In the morning, Marjorie sat with her friend Helen over a cup of tea. "Do you ever wake up at 3 a.m. and can't get back to sleep?" she asked. Helen nodded, setting down her cup. "All the time. I think it's just part of getting older." That simple conversation sent Marjorie on a quest to understand why older adults like her and Helen kept waking up at that uncanny hour. She wasn't content to brush it off as just aging. She started reading articles, listening to podcasts, and even consulting with her doctor. What Marjorie discovered surprised her. It turned out that waking up at 3 a.m. wasn't just random. It was tied to natural changes in her body and brain as she aged. Her doctor explained that as people grow older, their sleep patterns shift. Older adults often experience lighter, more fragmented sleep. This happens because the production of melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep, tends to decrease with age. With less melatonin, it becomes harder to stay in deep restorative sleep, and the body becomes more prone to waking up during the night. Marjorie also learned that the brain's internal clock, or circadian rhythm, plays a big role. As people age, this rhythm can shift earlier, so it was making them feel sleepy earlier in the evening and naturally waking them earlier in the morning. For some, this could mean waking up at 3 a.m. isn't the middle of the night, but the body's way of saying it's already morning. Helen mentioned she often felt a bit anxious during those wakeful hours, and Marjorie found this was common too. Stress, worries, and health concerns often surface in the quiet of the night when there are no distractions. The body's natural response to stress can cause a spike in cortisol, a hormone that makes it harder to fall back asleep. Additionally, conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or even the need to use the bathroom more frequently can also disrupt sleep. Marjorie took what she learned and decided to make some changes. She started by adjusting her bedtime routine, winding down earlier and avoiding screens before sleep. She added a few minutes of gentle stretching and deep breathing to calm her mind. She also reduced her caffeine intake and made sure her bedroom was cool and dark. Helen followed suit, and they both noticed small improvements. Marjorie still woke up occasionally, but she was less anxious and often able to drift back to sleep. They discovered that waking at 3 a.m. wasn't necessarily a sign of something wrong. It was a natural part of aging, but it was also a signal to pay attention, to create better sleep habits, to manage stress, and to be mindful of health. One night, as Marjorie found herself awake again at 3 a.m., she didn't feel frustration. Instead, she breathed deeply, relaxed her muscles, and thought about her friends, her family, and the small joys of the day. Slowly, she felt her body relax, her mind quiet, and sleep gently return.